Oh, fish on, fish on.
On.
Come on.
First cast.
Come on.
Oh, it's big, Jay.
Oh no. Right here, right here, right here. Oh yeah. Well, we are back in Manitoba's parkland. You can hear the farm machinery behind us. It's harvest season. We're harvesting some trout. Well, actually, we're not gonna harvest. We're probably gonna catch and release, mostly. We're at Patterson Lake, a lake that is very special to me. I have a lot of history and memories here. I haven't fished here open water in quite a few years, but over the uncut angling days and before that, some amazing memories right here. You know our co-host is trying to figure out how to use a microphone for the first time.
I hate these things so much.
We want to hear your voice.
Oh man.
We got Marcel.
We've had highs and lows stock trout fishing. We've broken lake records and we've also had
That is true.
less than happy moments.
And in honor of, you know, the nostalgia and reliving these memories, we brought out the tinner. I haven't fished out of this thing in years. This is my first boat I own myself. It is 12 feet long. It is beautiful. We're in the process of making some modifications to it, but this is what we're fishing out of. It fits in the back of the truck, and this has been on so many adventures. Cue the photo montage.
I had a 14 footer that I said we could bring, and Jay said, no, that's too big. We're in a 12 footer.
We need a 12 footer. This thing is gonna be decked out to the nines though. We're gonna throw the electric Mercury, it's hiding over there, the Avatar on the back. Since this lake is electric only, we're gonna rock a live scope and probably the most tech this $300 boat has ever seen. But if you've not heard about Patterson, it's a fertile farm slough in western Manitoba. As you can see, it's got some human intervention in it. This lake is stocked with trout. They're not natural here. They've stocked with rainbows and browns, some of the biggest rainbows and browns in Manitoba. There's an amazing campground where we're staying at tonight. But we got good weather today. We got bad weather coming tomorrow. So we're gonna make a couple mods to the boat and we're gonna get out and hopefully get Marcel his first Patterson Lake trout. We are gonna use this for rod holders tomorrow. Today we're using it for a GoPro mount. Okay, perfect. You gotta get creative. We also have a camera mount in the front, but I don't think that's gonna work out with Marcel's big body blocking it. That's my seat. This is gonna be interesting.
Going on fishing trips with a guy like that, he puts stuff like this in the boat and you don't know if that's gonna be a pillow, a seat, or lunch most of the time. What's for lunch?
Jerky.
Hold on. What's for supper?
Jack Link's beef jerky. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Welcome aboard.
Oh man.
The SS Hannon, we're gonna call it.
SS Hannon. I feel right at home in a tinner, honestly.
You can do so much. I think people just, you know, you get caught up in the gear, which is easy. I'm a gear guy. Obviously, we've got this boat completely decked out, but like I said, the amount of trips and the places I went in this little thing. I'm gonna have some joint pain at the end of the day, but other than that, it's gonna be like the good old days. All right, your duty is to just keep the boat balanced. So you're gonna shift stuff around to balance it, such as weights and your butt and whatever else.
I was gonna say.
You put a lot of weight in the front. It's quite impressive.
It's the only job you gave me.
We're gonna start by trolling. I'm trying this little joint, I think it's called a BX minnow type deal. Marcel has a frostbite Dinabelle. Trolling and trout, they both start with T and they work well together. I mean, like, you know, when these trout hit, they can just start screaming lines, so just be prepared for what could happen. Ideally, we find some sort of pod that we can float into and cast at, but
yeah,
I mean,
that'd be the dream.
Well, we got the Avatar. As mentioned, this is electric only, so I thought this would be a use case for my little electric outboard. Right now, I'm just kind of trolling and scoping to try to get a vibe on things, but wouldn't mind doing some fly fishing. I do like about this motor, you're not dealing with another battery by your feet and cords and stuff. Like, it's all, the contained factor is cool. Going about 3 kilometers an hour, just under 2 miles. Right now, we're just trying to get a lay of the land. You can't really go wrong just trolling a loop around some of these trout lakes. The trout are cruising, often relating to shoreline. Right now, my bet would be they'd be closer to shore. We got water temps of about 46 degrees, so we're working as tight as we can to the reeds right now. Live scope is kind of useless in this situation, but at least tells us how deep we are. We're gonna do some looking out in the middle, see if there is anything offshore, but still looking for that first bite. I'm fishing with a saltwater rod. This is an 8.3 medium light saltist. If you're looking for a nice long rod, often you gotta look in saltwater series or like a steelhead series, but long spinning rods are sweet for stock trout because you can just bomb these little baits so long. And just with how acrobatic their fights are and stuff, you want something that's a little bit softer to absorb the crazy fights, which hopefully we're gonna sample today.
I'm just picturing you hooking into one and then in 3 seconds, we're halfway into those weeds.
Are they what you wanted?
We're crashing. Look behind you. Other way. Other way.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
I got interrupted by the snacks.
I saw that.
I said, I don't think he sees us yet.
No, he sure didn't.
I don't think two boats have ever hit into this lake. Like, that would have been a slow speed crash. Well, a little mid-morning update. We almost hit into another boat, which probably doesn't happen very often on an electric-only lake. I was mesmerized by the honey-coated peanuts. All of a sudden, Marcel's like, you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash. I'm like, I'm not gonna crash into shore, and I look, and there's a boat incredibly close, which was totally our fault. I was just, didn't see them. Quiet motor, they just snuck up on us. We're doing a combo of just drifting and casting and trolling right now. I haven't really seen too much in the live scope. This lake has a lot of weeds. The boat that we almost hit, they said they caught a nice colored up brown, almost 21 inches. So that's what we're looking for. I want a big brown with a kite, that little hook jaw. Oh, fish on, fish on. We are hooked up, finally. I just saw the float going to the side as soon as it hit the water. Switched up to the fly rod and we got a decent fish. Nice rainbow. Parkland bow hooked up. Wow, did we work. I just started fly fishing, so maybe that's a sign of things to come. Hasn't really fought too much yet, so we might get a bit of a show here. Some people call it indicator. I call it a bobber. I was fishing that little leech and that fish ate it on the fall. That was amazing. Hey, here we go. That might actually be a master angler now that I look at it. It's gonna be pretty close. I didn't bring a bump board, and that's key if you wanna call a fish a master angler without measuring it. So actually at the boat ramp, they had a sign. I think the Manitoba Fly Anglers put it up, and it had some fish handling do's and don'ts. Pretty handy. I think that's something that needs to be preached more in fishing. Trout, more than any other species, are pretty fragile when you around the gill region. So often, you know, pike, lake trout, hold them by the gill plate. You hold a stock trout by the gills, they don't like it as much. So we're gonna get our hands wet. So there's a couple different things about fish handling, but basically minimal time out of the water, have a nice rubber coated net. All right, got the fly out. We're not gonna measure this guy. I would say probably right around that 20-inch mark. Chrome beauty. And that fish is probably, I would say 2 or 3 years old. They grow pretty fast here. So these get stocked, a lot of them as fingerlings. They can reach master angler size 20 inches in 3 years. I remember just traveling all over the province trying to check off the master anglers, you know, Manitoba's trophy program. It's 20 inches for rainbow, it's 20 inches for brown. There's giants in this lake. There's potential for 30 inches in this lake. I don't know how many, if there's been any entered, but there's definitely been 27-inch browns out of here, 27, 28-inch rainbows, and hopefully that's just the kickoff to the evening. But this is what I switched to. So this is a leech style fly. It's kind of like a jig style because it's actually got the eyelet on the top, so it hangs horizontal. Little bead imitation of a little color there on the end. This is a tapered leader, meaning it's thinner at the end here, so this probably goes down to about 8-pound test. Then at the top, it's probably closer to 14-pound test. And then this is what I'm using, a little fancier than your red and white bobber, but in the fly fishing world, they call it a strike indicator. And these foam ones I used recently in Alaska, and I liked them so much that I picked up a couple. So basically, they just pinch onto your line and you screw them on. A way of, you know, obviously keeping the fly, I had it set at about 3.5, 4 feet there, so it obviously keeps it 3 or 4 feet, and then also shows your bites because the fly hit the water and I just saw the indicator start moving to the side. So, all right. Marcel's on the bobber program. We tried trolling, we tried casting, all the aggressive things. Oh, almost threw the net in the water.
On.
Come on.
First cast.
Come on.
It's small, but
we got it dialed. We got it dialed.
no rainbow.
Oh, sweet.
They come in pairs apparently.
Good job, Marcel. Well, we might be onto something. Fly on a spinning rod.
No kidding, eh? This bobber thing really works, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, all right.
Good job, buddy.
We have a program.
Things are turning around.
Things have really changed here.
That was ridiculous.
Instant.
First cast after the other fish, basically.
All right. Well, things were pretty slow for a while, but we got on the bobber and hair jig program. Apparently leeches are the deal.
Big bobber bite. Not real leeches. Not real leeches. Remember.
Look at that.
This lake is artificial bait only, so we're doing the fly thing. I like any excuse to fly fish. I guess this is on a hair jig, but people come from all over Canada to do the stillwater trout thing, and Patterson is a big one. Twin Lake, you've seen me film on for tiger trout. It's pretty cool that these fisheries were created, because if they didn't stock this lake, it would be suckers and maybe some pike, probably not fished. And now all of a sudden, you know, like I showed you guys there's a campground and people come from all over. So as I mentioned at the ramp, this lake has some, I don't know, special memories attached to it. I would say probably the first memory attached to Patterson Lake was my first trip after I got my driver's. My parents let me use their Cavalier, their car. I left Altona at 3:30 in the morning, and we weren't filming when we were driving up here, but there's a stretch of gravel right before you get to the lake. You go north of Shoal Lake, on your way to Patterson, it changes to gravel. I didn't really have much gravel road driving experience at that time. I hit the gravel, I started fishtailing, I tapped the brakes, which you should not do when you start fishtailing. I shot right through into the ditch between two telephone poles. God was looking down on me and spared me that day. I don't know if I would have died, but it would have been pretty bad. Anyways, made it out of the ditch and caught a big brown trout. That's my first real memory. That was my first trip. If anywhere I could go when I got my driver's, I wanted to go to Patterson. I'd watched Aaron Wiebe catching all these giant fish. There's some fishing contests back in the day, and he caught some real big browns, him and the Telly brothers. So I was like, I want to go to Patterson. Well, we're the last ones out of the water. 2 rainbows. Not great, not awful. I think the one was probably pushing a master angler, but it was cool catching them with the float. I thought we were onto something, but apparently not. We did talk to some other people that caught some browns right near the boat ramp, so we're gonna probably give that a shot tomorrow, but weather's supposed to change drastically. It's supposed to be a major north wind, huge cold front. We're not gonna get too far ahead of ourselves because we called every restaurant in the area and we found, I think the Strathclair Motor Hotel bar is open, so we're gonna go get some wings. We're gonna come back and camp Patterson Lake. Well, we just watched Marcel eat way too many wings, too many slices of pizza.
Yeah, what's new?
Time to set up tents.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here it is. The Gazelle tent is all set up. It's cozy, nice and quick. That's my type of camping. Is this tent sweet? Why do people use those small compact tents when you can live in this?
You know, I couldn't tell you. I mean, that took like 10 seconds and we're like 10 yards from the boat ramp. So
we could have rods in right now.
Well,
you got bells?
I don't know if we're close enough for that. Man, I miss camping. The whole tinner and camping thing
This makes me feel young
oh
again.
Man.
Back to my childhood.
It's literally our youth. It's like you're my dad.
Well, the easiest way to be first on the water is to sleep right by the water, so that's pretty key. We flipped our boat upside down right by the ramp there, so we're ready to rock in the morning. Got batteries charging. Day 1 of our Patterson adventure is complete.
What happened?
You ate a lot of wings and full pizza, and then you fell asleep.
I thought we were starting in the dark.
All right, well, I think we slept a full 9 hours. It rained, the wind blew, but the weather's pretty good now. It's a lot better than what we expected. Marcel made coffee. He's a good man, but somehow I think it's a combination of how I sat in that tiny boat and sleeping on the cot, but I was almost immobile this morning with back pain. I know that sounds like such an old man thing to say, but something in my lower back is not good. My body's failing me at 32 years old, but I'm feeling confident about catching a big brown trout today. Today's the day. Welcome back to the SS Hannon. We slept in a tent. I got back pain. We ate pizza. We ate wings. We're about to catch some giant Manitoba master angler brown trout. It's go time. We'll see how the boat balances like this. This is actually nice sitting on the case. Right here in the lumbar is where I got this old man pain.
Just turn around, let me see.
Oh.
You look rigid.
I feel like just a marshmallow of pain. All right, I got a little baby crank. Marcel's got a little baby spoon. Oh, this feels trouty. Trout don't like to bite in the sunshine. They wanted to bite today. Pretty good. It's got a hint of hazelnut or something.
I don't know. Fish.
Come on.
Fish.
Yes. Yes.
It feels a little squirrely. Oh, it's a brown. It's a brown. It's a brown.
Okay, I'm coming. I had so much line out.
Coming toward us. It's coming toward us.
Oh, Marcel.
Coming toward us. It is coming toward us. I don't know how big. It feels very squirrely, but I did see it. And
am I netting it? And cameraman?
I mean, I can net it if that's the easiest.
Oh, be so careful. Wow, first bite of the morning. That was out in the abyss.
It's not Magnum, but it's a brown trout.
That's what we wanted.
It's coming right in.
Oh boy, I'm gonna.
Right to you.
Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it's beautiful.
Brown, kiped up.
All right.
That's what we came for. Maybe the prettiest fish in Manitoba.
You know, that's very possible.
Like we said, keeping the fish in the water is great. A nice deep net is good for that.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't it stunning?
Just unbelievable. Look at that. That is what we came for.
I love the hook
Just
shot.
unbelievable. Like, rainbows are great, but like, come on.
How do you beat that?
That's pretty hard to beat. That's one brown.
That's what we came for.
Right back. That, oh, you just can't beat that.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. All right, we got a program here.
Ooh. Do we have a program? Was it just a trick?
Well,
I don't know.
we've got something that we can try to replicate.
Trolling in the middle of nowhere. That's what we're gonna replicate. What do you get them on?
Just the gold and silver tungsten dinner bell. Yeah, I mean, deep water, that one liked it, so.
We're trolling about 2 miles an hour. That was cool. Good start. So I'm just keeping the boat kind of back into the wind, and we're just giving it a little bump of juice every once in a while. And you kind of don't know until you start fishing it sometimes how the wind's going to affect your day and how you're going to set up on a spot, but you want to use it to your advantage. In an ideal situation, I'd have a drift where I don't have to touch the motor at all, but sometimes the wind makes them bite. I'm using an 8-weight Daiwa Algonquin. You can definitely get away with a 7-weight or a 6. I'd say 7's pretty standard around here, but got the lake all to ourselves today. Pretty sweet. Fish, fish. Okay, we'll fish it this way. Hilarious. That was just like last time. The fly just hit the water and the bobber shot down. Oh, that was sweet. Okay, that was shallow. Ooh, that's a nice rainbow. Come on, come on. No, no. Oh my goodness, we got him.
That's a big one.
That is a good one. All right, I would say this one. Oh. I would rather bear hug him than drop him. That was quite the bear hug. I would say that trout's probably in the 22-inch range. I got a little slimed, but these fish don't treat well to being dropped in the bottom of the boat, so we're gonna tuck it back. That was quite the bear hug, eh?
That was so good. The little slaps on the face.
That actually hurt, getting hit in the face. Cool, that was exciting. It was just hit the water, shot down. Fish, as soon as my GoPro died. Hilarious. Doesn't feel huge, but it's fighting pretty good. This was on that little jointed crank. I was seeing quite a few fish on live scope. We were spooking them. I was like, eventually one of these is gonna bite. This is my first trolling fish of the trip. Seems pretty small. He's kind of coming right in right now. We're gonna see him right here. A little rainbow. If you don't need to net him, I'm gonna just unhook this guy right by the side. This is our smallest fish so far. There she goes. Good sign. That's 2 fish off the same point there. So maybe we'll have to do some casting around there and try to pinpoint it, but we're catching. I like this. I like this trolling a fly. It's nice over here. Man, a little sunshine, a little less wind.
Oh man.
We're gonna loop this, we'll loop this corner a couple times.
The wind ain't it, dog.
If you go online, there's a website. I'll link it below. It's got a very long domain that I don't have memorized, but basically it's got the stocking list all across Manitoba. They stock rainbows, browns, tiger trout, brook trout, splake, Arctic char. I actually did a video at the fish hatchery this spring. I'll link that one below too, in the white shell. And just shows the process of the breeding of these fish. And Marcel and I are tangled again. What on earth is going on?
What have you done?
How are you?
You
just in your own world.
Let's just leave our
You're
lines
in your own
and
world.
troll across the lake.
Do you ever wonder
what
people do that are living in your world? Fish. Ooh, it's fighting nice. We are hooked up. I'm thinking it's a rainbow. That's my prediction. It's right against the edge of the reeds. Oh, he's swimming towards me. Trolling with the bobber. Who would have thunk it? Oh, he's cutting towards me. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, it's a brown. My first brown of the trip. So sweet. That fish was shallow. Cute little guy. I love brown trout, and if you're looking to do a trip for browns, I think Patterson's one of your best options. I think accessibility is a big part of it too. You can day trip it from Winnipeg, you can stay in one of the hotels, motels around, or the campground. Every dot on this fish is autistic. All right, well, we got about half an hour left. And that's gonna be it for the fall trout tour. There's a fish. That's a nice sized fish. He's just following under us. He's like cruising along shore right now.
Wow.
There's like 2 of them.
Fish.
Come on.
Fish.
Yeah, nice. Oh, it's big. It's way out there on the surface. Okay, I'm gonna try to push us off a little bit. You just keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bigger fish. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna keep us off the shore.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna drive
right
us
on
out.
the edge. I don't really feel a whole lot.
It was just splashing on the surface, which I like.
Yeah, he's out here now. We're good.
Okay. Are you gonna be able to net him?
Yeah.
I'm on the tiller. Marcel's got the net. I'll try to counterbalance this little boat.
He's close. Oh, it's big, Jay.
Oh no!
It's big and brown.
Oh no!
Oh, he's crazy.
Oh,
he's
boy,
crazy.
This is the fish. Oh boy! Oh, that fish is everything.
Oh my gosh, this is stressful. Hero or hold me?
Right here, right here, right here.
Oh!
Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Oh my goodness,
That's
did we
the right
ever
one.
work for that? Oh my goodness, that is a beauty.
That's the fish, piped up brown, male brown trout.
Look at that.
Ooh, look at the color.
That is unbelievable.
Okay.
Oh my word, Jay.
This is the fish.
Definitely the biggest brown I've ever caught. Oh my goodness. Kipe's too big. Kipe's getting caught on the net.
Oh,
how's that?
my.
Is that any good? Is that any fun?
That's why we came right there.
Oh my word. We might have seen this fish casting. We kept working the shoreline and then we decided to troll back, and right on the spot we thought we saw him.
Dream came true.
Dream came true. In the thick stuff at Patterson. Super healthy, ready to go. We've had highs and lows trout fishing, you and me. This was definitely a high.
Yeah.
Definitely a high. I don't know how long that thing was, but like that is just like the biggest brown I've ever caught by far.
Yeah, I know I said it already, but it seemed like its jaw was like, you want the kipe, you want the hook jaw. That's the dream brown in my mind. Anyways, this
Bit of a
is what
hack.
Marcel caught it on. Let's see.
Spinning rod and a hair jig up to an indicator that's, you know, about 2 feet away, and we were casting at the shoreline for a while, and then we had one follow like right up. We saw it probably like a foot away from the bait, and I pulled my bait out of the water and we trolled our way back, and then I was working at probably like, gosh, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 yards maybe even behind the boat.
Far when it started boiling yet.
But we got hit right at the spot 20 minutes later where we thought we saw a fish, so all worked out just like
Hair
that.
jig, baby.
Little Oreo, little hair jig. Salt and pepper, baby.
Salt and pepper. All right. That's a wrap.
We did it.